Brought to you by Final Fantasy XV, available on PlayStation 4 and Xbox One November 29th.
Is this the real life? Is it just Final Fantasy XV? I've waited 10 years to say that joke. Was it worth it? Absolutely.
The newest entry in Square Enix's premier RPG series has been in development for so long that it started to feel like a pipe dream. But seeing as this episode of Reality Check is brought to you by Final Fantasy XV, I guess it's time to wake up and smell the Geisel greens.
To celebrate the imminent release of the game, I thought I'd inject some reality into the fantasy by taking a look at some of the real-life counterparts and inspirations for the things that you'll see in it. So, this is Final Fantasy XV in real life. Or at least some aspects of it. It's a very big game. To get around in 15, you take your dad's car out for a spin. Less than 100 were made. Noctis's father spent 3 years restoring this car. It is his love. It is his passion. This is a very forced Ferris Bueller reference.
While the regalia looks just like a casual special edition Audi R8 V10, towards the end of the game it joins the lofty ranks of Chitty Chitty Bang Bang and the convertible at the end of Grease. And by that I mean it can fly.
Yep, you actually get a flying car. And if you think that this is the point in the video where Final Fantasy has gone too damn far, then shut the front door, because I'm about to blow your damn mind. A flying car already exists.
This is the Aeromobile. Part car, part plane, part transformer. From conception to creation, it took the Slovakian company 20 years to build a working prototype, and has been in flight testing since 2013. Just like a normal car, it uses gasoline and can fit in parking bays, so you can take it for a quick run to the shops. But unlike a normal car, it has folded wings that extend out and can then be airborne. So after you've picked up that pint of milk, you can cruise in the clouds for a bit. There's even an autopilot, and in case of emergency, it comes with a parachute.
So while 15 may be a work of fiction, flying cars are a reality. They're aiming to release in 2018, so better start saving. Another huge element, often quite literally, these guys are huge, of Final Fantasy are summons. In 15, they're called astrals, and Noctis can call on them for aid in battle. Now, these astrals have pretty fantastical origins in myths and legends, so here's 3 of my favourites.
Leviathan has appeared in many Final Fantasy games. It's a fearsome sea serpent that calls on a massive body of water to damage those in its path. It's been confirmed that she will be a summon in 15, but only if a body of water is nearby. The concept of Leviathan has been around for hundreds of years, even being referenced in the Bible. Sometimes Leviathan is a metaphor for the sheer size and power of God's abilities. Other times it's interpreted as a demon associated with the devil, which could explain its snake-like depiction in art. Either way, massive cool dragon of the sea. Bahamut is a colossal dragon inspired by ancient Arabian mythology, where it's a giant fish that supports the earth. It's so immense that humans can't bear to look at it. But how did Bahamut go from a fish to a dragon that we know from Final Fantasy? Well, you've got Dungeons & Dragons creator Gary Gygax to thank for that one. In 1977's Monster Manual, he refers to Bahamut as the Platinum Dragon, king of the good dragons, which is why Final Fantasy, which borrowed a lot from Dungeons & Dragons, went with dragon instead of planet-carrying fish. Titan is an ode to Greek mythology. The Titans were deities that preceded the Olympian gods, birthed from the union between the earth, known as Gaia, and sky, which is why Titan's main attack, Gaia's Wrath, does massive earth elemental damage to enemies and generally ruins the landscape all around it.
Crystals are powerful, legendary items that are a mainstay in Final Fantasy.
In 15, you play as Noctis, Crown Prince of the Kingdom of Lucis, home to the last magical crystal in the world. This crystal is what gives Noctis the ability to wield magic, and while there's no peer-reviewed scientific evidence that crystals in real life can do that, scientists at IBM in Zurich have managed to use crystals in a way that's kind of magical, super impressive, but mostly terrifying. The human brain is amazing. Using relatively low amounts of energy, it sifts through an unfathomable amount of sensory inputs like touch and smell to determine what's important. In engineering, they're trying to emulate the brain and sensory nervous system to help efficiently process huge data sets.
Earlier this year, IBM made a huge breakthrough, successfully making a computer chip that mimics the behavior of a human brain cell, all with a crystal.
Okay, it's way more complicated than that, but the basic gist is that because it's a crystal, when it gets hit by incoming information, which arrives as a pulse of energy, it changes state to become more glass-like. Once a certain amount of information arrives, this chip fires and passes the information on. The glass-like state then reverts back to a crystal, but this reformation is slightly randomized, so the crystal is different each time, and you can never predict when it's next going to fire. This unpredictability is what makes it just like a human brain cell, which behaves similarly. The researchers say that this kind of chip can be used for processing huge quantities of information, such as the astronomic data that comes from the world's largest telescope, financial transactions, or even filtering through social media.
While we're not spewing fire from our fingertips just yet, using crystals to make a computer chip that behaves just like a human brain cell is pretty damn cool. So there we are, some really cool stuff from Final Fantasy 15 in real life. For more videos like this one, make sure to like and subscribe to GameSpot, and for more of me, I'm over on Twitter at LucyJamesGames. I'll see you next time.